to a young lady at the time who was from the city of Cork. She had been living in western United States, in California, for a number of years, and I became quickly aware of the fact that she was one of the most interesting, special, and most unusual women I had ever met in the world of Irish dance. I actually was confused at the beginning. I thought she actually was a shareholder owner of United Airlines and Continental Airlines, because every time she would walk up to the gate at any airport, they knew her by name. They would say, "Oh, you're here today," and they would get her right onto the plane or whatever. So I actually thought she owned the airline. I didn't know any better. Then I discovered, I thought I was kind of a young, active sort of teacher, and I realized that she was traveling by plane to about 350 locations all across North America, teaching Irish dancing to everyone who would stand still long enough in that city to take class. She was in places I'd never heard of before. I didn't realize they taught Irish dancing in Salt Lake City. It just didn't seem to match for me. She was there. I didn't realize that she was teaching in Lexington, Kentucky. She was there. She was in all the usual places and all the special places. You know why? Because she was one of the great spokespersons for Irish dance. In the old days, we used to refer to the Irish dance masters, the men who, typically men, who would go from place to place to place and teach all the great dances, like Mr. Molyneux and all those other people. But I'm here to tell you that for all intents and purposes, as far as North America is concerned, this is the Irish dance master, right here. Over the years, my wife and I have become really, really good friends with Maureen and all of her delightful family. And as a matter of fact, we even have a closer relationship because our children used to compete together. My daughter Angela and her daughter Anne were actually in the same competition. So we used to stand on the side as interested parents. So we want to thank Maureen for everything that she's ever done for Irish dance, and she is truly amazing. She has done all kinds of wonderful things, but it's especially important to us in the Southern region. This is our 20th anniversary. We were founded as an organization 20 years ago, and it's absolutely a very special thing for us to honor two different ladies, one tonight, one tomorrow night, each of whom is responsible for making us, as far as I'm concerned, the best region in North America. Now, I know that's dangerous, but as far as I'm concerned, the Southern region is the place to be. I'm really happy to be. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a gentleman who is going to talk a little bit about our honoree tonight, and he has a particular set of qualifications as to why he should be the person to talk about her, and that is because he is one of her 7 children. Please welcome Mrs. Hall's son, Vince, who will talk to you about Mom.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be here and speak for the entire McTaggart Hall family. It is great to be back amongst Irish dancers, which, as you can imagine, was a very important part of my upbringing. And I'm speaking really today for all 7 of my mother's children. There are 3 of us here tonight. Of course, everybody knows Pat Hall and Ann Hall. And I want to, on behalf of my mother, thank the chairs of these championships for this magnificent, beautiful honor for my mother, and to thank the Southern region. This is really meaningful to my mom, it's really meaningful to the whole family. Irish dancing was our life. It was our childhood, it was in everything that we did. It opened up whole new worlds to us as children. And I speak for all of the children, even those that could not be here. My brother Bill, my brother Tom, my brother Kevin could not be here tonight. My brother Jack and my father, who are with us in spirit and from heaven. And they're all here in spirit and in their own way to celebrate this wonderful evening, this wonderful tribute for my mother and her life's work. And it is a life's work. She's been a teacher for, are you ready? 66 years. And I don't want to get her in trouble with the authorities, but she was actually teaching a few years before that, helping her sister with her classes in court. So no official report need be made, but it's been a life's work. And my mother is not ever about taking credit. She's about taking pride. And she is feeling tremendous pride here tonight because as she looks around the room and sees all these young faces, all these people who are following in the footsteps of the dancers who came before them, and she sees a culture being enriched and preserved and enhanced and spread throughout the world. I learned values from Irish dancing and from my mother's example. And things like racism and homophobia were never found in our family. Not because they were discussed, but because through her example, my mother embraced people from cultures and from different races. She brought kids into Irish dancing who weren't Irish. She had to register kids in Ireland. She brought Hispanic kids from California to compete in Ireland, and the forms had to be filled out in Irish. So she took names like Gomez and Sanchez, and she put an O or a Mick in front of them. So she feels very proud of the totality of the kids here today, and she's especially grateful to her peers, the teachers, and the adjudicators who have done this work to make Irish dancing this phenomenal success that it is today. It has grown immensely from its humble origins and throughout the country and throughout the world. So for my mother, it's just a great sense of pride that this is a life of meaning, it is a life of purpose, and the lasting tribute is the preservation of our culture through the beautiful expression of Irish dance. And that is what you are all here today to do. There are so many wonderful people in this room who are children, who are going to grow up to be teachers, who are going to grow up to be adjudicators, and who are going to keep this going for hundreds of years. This is just a beautiful and wonderful thing. So on behalf of the Hall family, all 9 of us, and especially on behalf of my mother, thank you so much for this beautiful and wonderful tribute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's very appropriate, I think, that we bring up front and center the lady of the night, Mrs. Maureen Hall. Let's hear it. I can't hear you. Come on, through. Oh, come on, I can't hear you. And now let me introduce a gentleman that many of you know, the first world champion from the Southern region, Mr. Jason Hayes. And Mr. Hayes is presenting on behalf of all of us here in the Southern region some beautiful flowers, but also he's presenting an award which is a copy of a piece of music, which I will explain in just a minute. So everyone will take your seat again, please. Want to get some photographs of the family with the award while I explain what it's all about. One of the things we wanted to do was to honor these 2 women. One tonight, one tomorrow night. And we thought, what could be better than to continue their name in the world of Irish dancing perpetually? And what would be the most perpetual way to do that would be to create some music that is specially named for them. So many of you have had the privilege today and yesterday, and will have over the next days, to dance in a room where the music was provided by a great young man back at the back here, Mr. Sean O'Brien. And Sean O'Brien is not only a great musician and a creative genius, he's a composer. So Myra Waters wisely said, let's contact Mr. O'Brien. Let's ask him to compose a tune that would be called something very unique. And this dance is going to be called Maureen Hall's Slip Chick. Now the question then became, was it good to just play the tune? No. And God looks after us in strange ways. This year at the World Championships, the Southern region was fortunate to be able to have the first 2 female world champions from the Southern region. I think God was directing Myra when he had her do this, but I'm not entirely sure. In fact, I'm certain he was. So we are looking forward to a new generation of young women who are part of the Southern region, who are making us the name that we deserve all over the world. And we are honored to bring to the stage tonight a young lady who did honor to herself, honor to her wonderful teachers at the Thielen School of Irish Dance, and who did wonder to the Southern region, to North America. Please welcome on stage to dance to Maureen Hall's Slip Jig, Miss Saoirse ADeBoy from the